Alright folks, I'm gonna head down and get a bale of hay for the bully boys. Got a couple bales of hay yet down at the rental land, or one of the rental lands. So it's some better hay, so I'm gonna go grab one of those bales so I can feed the bulls. There's 2 bales down there, and I'm hoping those 2 bales will get the bulls through until they go down the road. I got a bunch of other bales around here that are pretty crappy, so we're gonna peel them apart. I think I'm gonna borrow the bale shredder from the neighbor and shred them into a pile, water them down and try and decompose them a little bit, and spread them back on the field. So yeah, I'll run down and grab a bale quick. Just another day on the farm, hauling bulls, getting hay, feeding animals. I grown pig feed when we got back from delivering that bull. I was gonna record it, but you probably only handle so many grain and pig feed videos, so I didn't record it this time around. If you guys want to see more grain and feed, let me know. I'll record the next time around. Seems like it was May 11th the last time I grown pig feed, so about 2 weeks again left to grind. So we got 6/10 of rain, 6/10 of an inch, so that was much needed. It's nice. We got 3/10 a couple days ago, 6/10 yesterday, so almost an inch. It was getting pretty dry, I'll tell you what. Dust was rolling, so it was much needed. And I've been looking around for another tractor. Been wanting a 7400 or a 7410 just to find a big brother for this one. Something that could sit on the baler all summer, and then I could take them off the chop, use them for odd stuff. But I like to put a tractor on the baler and leave it on there because I do custom baling here and there, so I hate hooking and unhooking the baler. It's just a pain. So I'd like to find a big brother for this one to sit right on the baler, and then I'll take him off for the chopper, and then I can have this one freed up for cutting hay and raking hay and spraying. And this is the only one I have set up for narrow roll. So anyways, I was looking online and I found a 7200, which is fairly close. This is 85 horsepower PTO, and that one's 95 PTO horsepower. And the funny thing is, the 7200 is a tractor that they basically use to finish up leftover parts from, like the 2955s, the 4050s. It's got that 359 6-cylinder in it. So I don't know much about them. The 4030 I had the little motor for had the 329. The 359 was a replacement for that. Anyhow, I had a car behind me, so I figured I better use my blinkers or have somebody run into me. After watching Cow Camp's video, it kind of makes you think about it a little bit more. Anyways, so yeah, I was looking, I saw this 7200, which is fairly close, decent, you know, this priced well. I think it had between 5,000 and 6,000 hours on it. Front wheel assist, 38-inch rear rubbers. This only got 34s, but it had decent tread and everything on it. Anyways, 95 horsepower, and I called a local shop, that an injector pump shop. They work on diesel engines and injector pumps and all that fun stuff. And I asked them about it, and they said that that motor can easily be set at around 115, 120 horsepower pretty easily. And all I'm really looking for is like 105. I'm not very good with the 3-point in this tractor yet. This electronic stuff kind of kicks my butt. I like the old 40-20s 3-point. But anyways, so the 7200 has a 359, and the 7210, they started using the 414, which is in the 74s and whatnot. So I don't know, I found a 7210 as well, and you know, basically that's the same motor, it's just detuned, so I could turn him up 120 horsepower pretty easily. I don't need that kind of horsepower. I just figured that I would turn it up. So it was 105 on the PTO. That's plenty for what I need. So I gotta get this stuff all done so I can go down and hang out with those guys today. So yeah, I've been looking. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year or not. It'd be nice to get one before I start doing hay here. A lot of the smaller guys haven't started yet, and that's who I bale a lot for. So anyways, I've been looking for another one, and the 7200 that I found is the same setup as this. It's got the same shifters here, where you got your quad range, you got your 4 shifters here, then your right-hand reverser. It doesn't have, where this one here has 4 forward, then 4 reverse and park. I don't like them. So, and then it's got the exhaust stack coming out of the side of the hood instead of the corner post. I don't want the corner post exhaust. I don't mind looking at that. I can watch it vibrate. But it was under 30,000. So I might run and look at it. I don't know. A lot of guys around here that have had the 2950s and everything say that the motors in them are great, that the rest of the tractor is junk. Now I don't know if they're right or not. I know a guy that has a 2950, a 2955, and a 3255 is a turbo engine, and he said the engines, all of his, the lowest powered one is 10,000 hours and doesn't use any oil, whatever. But he said their TSS transmission or whatever it is, that is kind of an imitation quad range. He said those are junk because of the way they route the hydraulic fluid up through, and I don't know, but said the engines are good not to be afraid of one, so I might run down and look at it. Every other thing I've been finding, my God, they're 6,000 to 10,000 hours, and the guys think they're still worth 50 grand. I paid 21,000 for this thing. Yeah, it's got 9,400 hours on it, but it's got 4 brand new skivvies on them. They did all kinds of work to it that I requested, and 21,000. You know, any of these other guys have on their lot that have this sitting on there for 35. It's ridiculous. You know, this isn't a perfect tractor, but it's pretty damn good condition for what, you know, what I paid for it. He doesn't burn no oil, so I don't know. After watching one Lonely Farmers videos with this, you know, that 6200 and the 7410, I think I'd rather work on the transmission on one of these than the older ones. So I won't want mine in a couple of years going through through this and completely restoring it or whatever, and if I get a 74 doing the same thing, I think one of these rebuilt would last me probably the rest of my farming career. And I love driving it. It's so comfortable to drive. Steers nice. You know, I love the transmission. But anyways, so yeah. So I am looking for another one. But me and the wife kind of been talking, and I've kind of been wanting to find a smaller tractor like Will has. Solar Cattle Company. He has that 5410 or 5510 or 20, whatever it is. To me, that little bugger looks like it'd be a handy tractor with a loader on it, front wheel assist for feeding in the wintertime. It's small enough I could get in and out of my lots. For feeding. What are you doing? I have to bump the 3-point lever at the same time. But then when I outwinter the cows way out there, heck, I could take a bale of hay in the 3-point, and I can take a bucket of silage in the bucket and make one trip out there and not have to go 7 miles an hour. I could go just as fast as I could sit in the seat, really. So we kind of been talking, and I don't know, she kind of wants to buy a smaller tractor first, so we'll see. Thing was, I was thinking though, if I buy a smaller tractor and we buy a 74, I really don't need the 4020. But the 4020 I went through when I bought it 8 years ago and redid the motor and went through a bunch of stuff. I just put a clutch in them here, 3 or 4 years ago now. It wasn't jumping or anything, so I put a new disc in it, and it's, you know, it doesn't do anything funny. So I've done a bunch of work to him, and I don't know, I don't need 4 tractors. Plus I got the 60 that Dad bought when I was just a little kid. Well, I got that sitting here I want to fix up. I don't need, I'll make 5 tractors. I don't need 5 tractors around here, so I don't know. Problem is, sitting on the 4020 all day is not much fun. It's fun sitting on them for a couple of hours, but when it's 90 degrees out and hot and dust is rolling off the hay, it's nice to sit in this air-conditioned cab. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might, if we buy a smaller one, I may trade the 4020 off on a 74. I don't know for sure. But anyways, so there we made it down, got a bale of hay for the bulls, and get the skid started up. You can see my mess there, but I got the tracks off him again. I'm done doing dirt for a while, and I figure I'll probably end up putting the tracks back on. I got net wrap everywhere. That's what happens when you have cattle. I need to burn my pile one of these days. But anyways, so I don't know on the tractor situation, but I know right now I'd feel a lot more comfortable if there was a tractor sitting hooked up to that baler, because the phone could ring tomorrow if the hay was dry enough for somebody to want me to bale hay, and I want to go spray, so that means this tractor is going to be on the sprayer, and if somebody calls wanting me to bale, I got to get them off the sprayer and put them on the baler. So it'd be nice to have another one just, you know, already hooked up and ready to roll. So anyways, yeah, I've kind of been looking for another tractor, but after buying the grain drill, I don't know if I can handle another payment right now or not, but it would sure be nice to have another one sitting here. And I kind of, you know, I planned on making a couple thousand cornstalk bales last year for a guy that should have paid off my round baler, but that didn't happen. So here I am sitting with that payment yet too. So another tractor might have to wait a year, but I do have the John Deere dealer that I bought this tractor from. I did tell him to keep an eye out for a 7000 series, 7200 all the way up to a 7600. I don't want to get into a 77. I don't want to get another 466. And doing all the research, that's just, I don't need a tractor that big. 76 would be big enough. A 7600 is actually a large frame tractor, but it still has a smaller engine in it. So I think a 74, 72 would be plenty. And right now there's my chopper I bought after corn silage last year. He's only got a 1-row head on him. I have the chopper on the right. That's a Super 717 with a 2-row wide. I used that last year for chopping my corn silage, and you can chop with a wide row. You just got to know what you're doing. Be careful. But I bought that chopper after my other one exploded. That was just bought that one after the other one exploded. I think I paid, I don't know, 250 bucks for it with the head. And then I picked this one up after corn silage. I tried it 1 row after I bought it just to see how it would do, and it's got a hole in the pan that goes around the knives. So I don't know if one of those two 717s are going to become a parts chopper. I'm going to replace the pan here. The one chopper that I have the hay head on, the knives are shot. But I've been using it that way for years just for bedding because it doesn't have to be chopped fine. So what I might do, and he's really good, the tin work on him is really good, I might take the knives out of the other one I just bought last year, take the corn head off, pull the knives, pull that back pan, put the pan on here, and then put the knives in the other one, and then just park him in the weeds just in case you need a gearbox or something. But I'd like to find another 718 either for parts or a nicer one, and then maybe put that hay head on him, and then I don't know about the 717s. I'd like to find a couple of 718s. One to have a hay head on for bedding, because I have a stock chopper, just stock chop a rake them, and then I like to chop it for bedding instead of round baling. So I'd like to find another 718 to put the head on, the hay head. And then I'd probably get rid of those 717s, although you can buy them for a couple $100. They're cheap. But I only give a couple $100 for this one. But I would like to find a 718 head for him so I can run 2-row head. That 717 I run it with 2-row head, and I chopped with the 6400 for a while, and he had enough power. He could have used a little more in the hills, but it did do the job. So that's why I think, you know, a 72, 74, somewhere in there, that 105 would be plenty, because you're going from 85 to 105. I mean, you know, that's 20 more horse. That should be plenty. And then a little bit heavier tractor too. That hill right there by the clear cut, when I had my 4440, I come sliding down that hill with, I used to have a 3950 John Deere chopper with a hydraulic pole, and it was a long pole. And then I just had I think I did have one of my 16-foot boxes at the time. I had it coming down, that chopper was damn near at a 90-degree angle out from the tractor. So it didn't push the tractor, but it was pushing everything else. So I think the 64, if it had been on there, probably could have pushed him if he wasn't in 4-wheel drive. But, so yeah, I am looking for another tractor, and I don't know. Like I say, the wife wants to get rid of, or wants to get a smaller one first so we can feed, and then she wants to spend some time in a tractor, so she kind of wanted a smaller one that she could rake, because once I start baling, that tractor will be on the baler. The only time it's coming off is to spray, because I have to. Otherwise, the 4020 is going to be doing the cut and rake and everything else. And if I had a smaller tractor, she would learn how to run it, and then she would probably rake and do that kind of stuff. So I don't know what to do. We're kind of scratching our heads thinking, but, and then it would, my skid loader is getting up there in hours and getting tired, so, and I really don't want to replace it. Skid loader is just so overpriced for what you have to buy. I'd rather just find a loader tractor that I can do a lot of the work with, and then, you know, not put as many hours on him and just have him for feeding when I have to, and then cleaning pens and that kind of stuff, but moving dirt around when I have to. But anyways, guys, there we went and got a bale of hay. I need to go put on my boots because I got my shoes on, so I'll put my boots on so I can take that bale of hay into the bully boys. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see, and I'll gladly make videos. So thanks guys.